Hey there, guys and gals, welcome back to episode 2 of our Emerald Canopy Zoo. So what we're going to do, guys, is at the start of every episode I am going to start right here, and I'm going to bring you around to the areas that I've done off stream and off video, so that you guys can kind of catch up on what I've done, and then we can get right into what we're actually doing today. Okay, so in the last episode, for those of you that missed, we did this entrance right here, Emerald Canopy Zoo, and then we did this little park area just right here, and that's pretty much where we stopped. So what we did then off camera was we just did this little entrance area. So we have an information booth right here, we have the toilet right there, we have a pip shot water, and I think this is a fry place. Yep, we have a little food area right there. Okay, so that's we did that off stream. What we've also done is we've marked out where we're going to have some sort of habitat system set up here. I'm not really sure what yet, but there will be a habitat thing here with snakes, frogs, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so some sort of, I'm even thinking that I'm going to build them 2-story high and then have a walkway into each of them. I think that would look really cool coming in there. Okay, and we also did our car park over here. So we have a little bit of a car park made, and it's nothing crazy. I think it just adds to the build to have a car park, and we have this wall going. I'm not sure exactly where and how far we're going to go with the wall, but I did it on this side as well, and I think it looks quite good. I think it adds a lot to the front part. So, apologies for my throat today, by the way, guys. There's just stuff stuck in it all day, and I can't get rid of it. So my throat's really bad. So, going forward here, what I've done is if we go up here and we turn left, we actually have another set of toilets right here. We have a little area for power over here as well, and then we just have this really nice looking walkway, and it goes over. Oh, I also forgot to show you guys the river. So the river is right here, and it's not full right now because I'm still working on it down the far end, but something like that. And then there's these rocks here, and then it cuts across over to this side, and that's why we have this little bridge area and whatnot along here. So I'm just going to remove that really quick though. There we go. Okay, so then we come down along the pathway here. There is an area in here for picnic area, just a little bit of it's a nice pretty area to sit, as we come down here, this is the staff buildings are over here, so I think they look quite well. We do need to add a lot more trees and bushes and all that stuff, but I'm just doing that off camera because obviously you guys don't want to be watching that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get straight in to building our otter habitat. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys do, please consider throwing a like on the video, letting me know down in the comments what you guys are liking, maybe add what animal you guys would like to see, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Have fun. Alright, so let's get cracking here. So we're starting off, we're going to throw down the habitat entrance already, and I decided to just start off with a bit of just some concrete blocks, start off with a bit of a frame at least. Like I said in the first video, it's been so long since I played. I'm even struggling with the basic stuff of just throwing down walls really quickly, so we'll get better as we go through the series. But yeah, that was it took me a while to figure out how to get it out of the grid mode and everything there. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I could not figure it out, but we got there in the end. So this wall is just a bit of a guide, because I end up deleting some of the walls here in a bit once we start getting the rocks and such in. This is one I did not practice off stream or anything. I didn't make any ideas or have any ideas what I was going to do. I just kind of winged it on this for this enclosure. So and it took me a bit longer than I would have liked. So I think going forward I might do a little bit of planning. A little bit of planning ahead, so I know exactly kind of what I'm doing in parts. So right now I'm just trying to fit in blocks in different angles, different ways, just to make it look unique and a bit different than your average just throw rocks together, Looking back at it now, I do think I should have thrown in maybe a couple of different colors here along the wall area. I do it on the roof, but I don't do it on the wall. So maybe that's something I might change going forward. Um, but we let you guys decide that. Maybe just let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if I should add in a couple of different rock colors just to see if yeah. So see, I started adding them in here for the roof, and I did add a couple, I guess, along the wall there, but it's not crazy. So right now I'm just trying to figure out like what way am I going to do this roof. This is where the planning comes into effect, and I didn't really do any planning for this habitat. Um, I just knew that I wanted them to have a pretty decent size enclosure because there's going to be a lot of otters. The area is quite big, so we're going to use like the maximum amount nearly. I'm going to put like maybe, I think you can have like 15 to 16 otters in total, so I'm going to put like 11 to 12 in, and then let them breed once or twice to get babies, and then kind of stop the breeding if possible. So that's kind of my plan and my idea on it. And we can always just sell the excess ones anyway, right? But yeah, like right now I'm just messing with the roof, just really trying to get the roof looking good, and because you're going to see that from the bird's eye view. So we add another like a third color rock here. I think these are the tiger ones, I believe. They look like tiger. But yeah, this actually took me the longest out of the whole habitat. I think if I didn't have to do this part, I would have done the habitat in like you know a good 30 minutes sooner, because this literally took me like 30 minutes in game. I feel like. But it does look well at the end, so I am happy with it. But it took me so long compared to like every other part of the habitat. I started out just throwing like grass up on top of it as if it was like a bit of a mountain top. Um, the one thing I'm not sure of, and this is what I'm doing right here, I'm checking like what leaves and stuff, because I know, even though I remember this from the past, and it actually happens to me here, but even if you put in grass from the same biome, sometimes the animals still don't like that nature. And it actually happens to me because there's one or two pieces on that roof that I have to take off. So we just start duplicating here now, and obviously like still making it a bit unique, doing its own thing, rotating in certain ways so it looks different. But like I said, I do think down the road I might come back to this habitat later and change one or two of the rocks here, because they're all like the one color, and I do want to just add a little bit of variation in. So even in the next episode, I might just say like, hey, look, I've done this, blah de blah. Okay. So right now I'm trying to figure out, I want to have like an area where the guests can like walk down and can view the otters underwater. So that's kind of what I'm doing now, and I'm trying to figure it out on the fly, because I haven't done it in a long time either. Like like I said, I haven't been playing Planet Zoo, and I know this is how I used to do it, but I mess up the ramp here a little bit, and it takes me a couple of minutes to get it right. It takes me a couple of minutes to get it right, but we do get there, and it ends up looking pretty good, I think. So I really struggled this habitat with like size because I knew it was too big for the otters as I was making it, and I kept trying to be like, is this enough water? And then I end up adding in, more area for water in a bit, and I couldn't figure out how much I needed, and I end up making the habitat smaller later on as well. Right now I'm just throwing down a rough, just any sort of a guide because I couldn't get the glass to work for me, so I just ended up starting to throw stuff in just to get it working right, and then we can adjust it later. Also, I couldn't remember, isn't there a way that I can grab X amount of pieces the um on the barrier and then match it all to the one height? I think that used to be a thing, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So if you guys know how to do that, let me know in the comments, because yeah, it was that this part took me a bit longer than it should have, just to like raise it all up to the same height. So right there, I was just checking to make sure that I had done it right, to make sure that the water was actually being held in and it wasn't overflowing anywhere. This is where I decide, you know what, we need way more water than what I have. Let's add in a bit more area. Um, right now, I am thinking in my head that there was something about them needing like a pretty deep area, so I didn't know if I had enough depth or not. Which I didn't, and we have to add more depth later. But right now, I'm just trying to, like I said in the last video, I'm very like, oh, that this needs to be done, so I go and I do it instead of finishing what I was already working on. I'm really bad at that, so I do need to improve on that, because as you've seen, I when I got to that corner, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put some trees here, so I just started putting the trees, even though I was working on the water part, right? uh, so I decide here I'm gonna have like a bit of an archway for them as they walk in. I didn't really know what way I was going to do this before I started building it, so I'm just kind of coming up with ideas on the spot here, and seeing how we do. These rocks are great, by the way. These the ones you can color. I forget the name of them, but the ones that you can like just pick any color of, they're great. Again, here maybe I should add more variation, but I really like the fact that you can just pick the color of the rock you want and pop it in, So right here, I'd like have like a bit of a stone thing here, but then I was like, you know what? It's not going to make sense, because like what's holding it up? The glass isn't going to hold it up, and it's just kind of floating out in the air. So I end up going away from the whole rock idea here, and we go towards a bit of wood instead, that we can just kind of like attach to the top of the glass. Bit of a mistake I made here. I tried adjusting the glass here, and it just, I have to adjust it again anyway in a minute when I put the wood on. So this is a bit of wasted time by myself, but this is all stuff I'm learning again as I go. that's pretty much that. This is like a little rock formation I made just for like a crevice here, you know. And then we can like raise the ground up around it. I can't remember who it was that did this in a video a long time ago. And I just kind of made my own, going off by what he made, you know. And that's just, I just threw it in there. I'm going to have to make more variations of that. Like I said in the last episode, I'm going to have a lot more like rock variations and stuff. But yeah. So right now, I'm wanting to bring my otters into the park a little bit early because I need to see like what I'm missing and like what plants are good and stuff like that. So that's why I end up popping them in right now. And I seem to have an issue with the door here. They wouldn't let me put them in. And then I realized that I missed this last part on the wall. Don't worry too much about this back wall, by the way, because I'm gonna have we're gonna have it like kind of blocked off with trees and stuff. That's why I didn't do a whole lot with the back wall. Yeah, I think that most people do that. They don't do a whole lot with the back wall. They just kind of cover it with trees and stuff later on. So right there we see that there's all the grass I put on the top of the roof is not valid, so I end up having to go back and do some of that again. And right here is where I realized that I should have had a deep spot, and so I literally just like dig a big hole here in the corner and be like, yep, that should that should do. This comes from me not knowing the animals well enough, and but yeah, that was enough to do it. So just using the animal window basically to tell me like how much soil it needs, how much stone, you know, all that stuff. We just start adding in some wild plants and bamboo and pile of just everything just to start filling out the area. Start putting in a bit of soil of where it would be. This is always the hardest part for me, is doing like the plant life stuff, because I don't want to overdo it, but at the same time like the area needs to be filled out, and you're only allowed a certain amount of plants with each like animal because they don't like certain plants and whatnot. So yeah, if I was to do it without caring about what the animals wanted and stuff, then I would have had a bit more variation in. But I do think it looks fairly well. Especially near the end, it does look fairly well. I hadn't worked with lilies either in so long that I was like having to like up and down, yo back and forth to get them right. So here I see what grass I'm allowed to use, and I'm like, yep, pop it in. So I ended up having to go away for a little bit IRL there, so I came back here later on, and the first thing I was thinking as I was away was the habitat was too big. So I ended up, you know, bringing it down a little bit and putting in a bit more plant coverage because that's what was needed. And yeah. I have not done this stuff in so long, the rocks on the riverbeds. I need to practice this so much more, because it's going to be something that is going to be in nearly, you know, in so many habitats, and even along the river on the outside that I shown you earlier. It's the same. I just need so much more practice with doing the rock formations to make them look well with the river. So I think this does turn out pretty decent, but I don't know if I should be adding more or less or whatever. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Right here I decide that I'm going to have like a little area for them to walk over to view. like a little viewing area, and this part here was so annoying. I could not figure out how to flip it. I know there's a simple way of doing it, but I could not figure it out, so I ended up just having to delete it and like redo it. Right here, I'm still unsure of how small to make it. I do that, and then I'm like, no, that's too small. I don't like the shape of that. And yeah, we just keep it. We just keep it as is. We start adding in all the enrichment stuff now. I'm unsure where to put some of the pieces, but I just want to let them have a lot of enrichment and keep them happy. Yep, so we're just adding a couple of more otters here. There's only a certain amount on the market at any given time, so I was just getting them in as we were thinking. I realize here that I don't have a water treatment plant, so I'm gonna have to sort that out. I actually don't put it down. I decided to do that off camera because, like, you know, that's just a utility that I can try in. Right here, I decided to start working on the little like cave entrance into where we're going to be viewing them underwater. So I really wanted to put a bit of grass up on top. I didn't know what else I could put up there, but so again, we just start with the rock formations. I do believe I put in some variation around here, because as I was doing it, I was like, this is just too much of the same color. Too much of the same color. Yeah. So I do add variation here. And then we just start adding in the plants and making it look pretty as the so for the people walking around, basically, you know. And like I said in episode 1, like, I know some of these plants don't make sense for the region or for whatever. At the end of the day, some of the places that I do is just to make it like look pretty and like look kind of cool. So it's not going to be a super like, oh, that plant shouldn't be there, it's not in that biome. If it looks good, it's going to be there. All right, so we're just about done here. I was trying to figure out like what more kind of bush life and stuff I could put in. So I just started using the trees, where I put the trees in the ground to make them look like bushes, to make it a bit different. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. There's obviously stuff to do on the outside. I'm going to make the viewing area. I'm going to do like all the plant life and all that sort of stuff outside. We're not going to be putting that into the videos. If you guys would like to see me doing that and make the videos longer, please let me know in the comments below. But if not, we're just kind of going to leave it as is. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you do like, please do throw a like on the video. Let me know in the comments what you like, if you want me to change anything, any advice going forward. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Bye bye.